Funny.
Finally learn your ultimate technique, all my fellow and future outlaws, as this is Cards, Games vs. Humanity, and I am that NK, aka Double G. I believe it's time for another recap of that show that has a lot of duels. I believe it's time to dine on some parody. And as per usual, if you enjoy, don't forget that sub and that bell and that like. Hit that Patreon up if you feel like seeing more content. And leave a comment telling me if you're ready for your sense of humor to be probed by my Millennium commentary. So let's head back to our duel, shall we? One where Yugi finally puts up a minor defense with his second most broken card in his deck, the one, the only, the magical hat. Pegasus claims that it doesn't matter anyways, as he's able to probe into Yugi's mind and discover the location of the Dark Magician. If Yugi was smart, he would just shuffle that shit around so not even he knows where it is. I mean, it makes it a guessing game, but fuck man, at least try. After 36 episodes, it takes Taya, of all people, to remind Yugi that he has his own magic, despite the fact that he's already killed 2 people with it already.
If I'm to have any chance of beating Pegasus...
Why is this the first time that we're seeing some sort of physical representation of the inside of their minds? Like, look at that design difference there. Yugi really is just all basic blue bitch, isn't he? We then get about a 5-minute scene of them talking back and forth. Seriously, it takes so long. Of how merging their minds like normal is the wrong strategy, as it allows Pegasus to read both of their minds at the same time like he appears to be doing now.
I can feel Pegasus pushing at our mind, trying to probe our thoughts.
I'm sorry, Yugi, I don't mean to probe, but since when do you have any ability to resist that in the first place? I wouldn't want to probe any further into the choice of words of this episode's writer that probably should have been on probation. After legit about 5 minutes of talking, they finally decide to switch minds at the last second, causing Summon Skull's attack to hit the wrong hat and give a glimmer of hope to our hero.
I felt him resisting my probe.
Maybe you probed the wrong mind, Pegasus. Maybe your mind-probing powers aren't as all-seeing as you think.
Oh my god, just fuck already. Taya, of course, is the only one that notices that Yugi gets bigger when he duels, pointing to Joey that Yugi has a spirit inside him that drives him to kill. I mean, win honorably. Back to our hero's turn, little Yugi goes full sassy black woman who don't need no man, daring Pegasus to try and probe his mind before switching back to bigger Yugi.
I am no longer Yugimoto, but someone else altogether.
Holy crap, who could have ever guessed that Yugi was secretly Dan Green? Mr. Green reaches level 30 in the middle of this duel, finally learning a new technique called the Mind Shuffle, allowing him to switch between the minds of Dan and Yugi anytime Pegasus tries to probe him. But forget about that because it's minor subplot time with Bakura and Tristan, who literally have their backs against the wall, unsure how they're gonna escape all of Pegasus' guards. Just like a real duelist who's mad at security for kicking him out at a tournament because he didn't shower, Bakura talks to these cards and says that all these ignorant mortals will need to pay dearly. Bakura summons the Man-Eater bug to real life, which you might be concerned because there's 5 guards and it can only destroy 1 monster at a time, but don't worry. It just beats the shit out of 4 of them and then starts eating the last one with its effect. I guess they all must have had really low attack points because Man-Eater bug has like 450 or something.
Present-day humans are so fun to terrorize, don't you think?
Ah yes, spoken like a true capitalist. He then follows this up by bringing forth one of my favorite monsters of all time, Morphing Jar, which apparently can just eat them all whole and send them to the graveyard. But don't you dare ask what graveyard on the planet he's talking about. Don't you dare.
Whoa!
Dude, your friend not only brought a fucking children's card game to life, but you just watched 5 men get killed and eaten whole by a giant monster, and all you can say is, whoa? Like, they're dead. They ain't coming back, they're dead. Back to the duel, Pegasus is frustrated that he can't probe Yugi any longer, who claims that he's been relying on his magic for so long that he bet his dueling skills have diminished horribly, which is probably a burn that would carry more weight if this game had actual rules right now. Deciding to attack once again with Toon Summon Skull, he misses once again because it's in Yugi's contract that this card be the reason he comes back in almost every duel.
Did I get him? I think I got him. I must have gotten him.
Huh. That sounds like the same line of dialogue cops say anytime they shoot someone far away who was unarmed. Since he wasted his turn, Yugi switches mind once again, drawing the living arrow card and setting it face down, signaling to the audience that the time for cheating has begun. Pegasus' time is up, my time is now. But since this is a cheater versus cheater battle, Pegasus combats the lack of rules with broken cards like magical neutralizing force, reducing Yugi's magical hat time from the normal 4 to 2 turns, revealing the Dark Magician in defense mode that wasn't turned to stone for some reason. Foolishly attacking the Dark Magician right away, the fused hero switches minds and reveals the living arrow card, something that scares even Pegasus because he knows he should have kept the only one. A card whose description from Yugi is word for word, it confused with any card on the field. A description so descriptively descriptive that it's basically another copycat card on the field, becoming Pegasus' magical neutralizing force and shooting it right at the Toon World, destroying it once and for all. But wait, there's more. It's only been 2 full minutes of damage step and I still have time to activate some cards. So let me flip over Mirror Force and destroy your Toons, who are no longer Toons, even though they should have been destroyed when Toon World was destroyed, but this is still the damage step, so don't you dare argue. It wipes out all of MaxiPad's precious cartoons and inflicts 1400 damage to Pegasus with no explanation like in the duel with Weevil. There's a reason that Mirror Force just randomly has burns sometimes in Season 1. It's not consistent at all. Seeing this horrible destruction, Pegasus responds in the same way that an 8-year-old child would on Saturday morning who just realized his favorite cartoon got canceled early.
Oh, my beloved tunes! Oh, no, 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 no! This is a nightmare.
Since Pegasus is having a coma right now, let's head back to Bakura and Tristan, shall we? They're having a lovely little conversation over the 5 murders they just witnessed. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean, they'll all go to the graveyard and they'll be fine in a few days from now. Bakura points to Mokuba and gets really close to Tristan so he can ask nicely, so, you gonna eat that soulless vessel? Back to our duel already because this show is so good at subplots not lasting longer than 40 seconds. Pegasus congratulates Yugi and says he's impressed with his dueling skills, despite already being world champion in episode 1. Then he ends the episode by finally admitting to Yugi that he's here to claim his Millennium puzzle, all before revealing his ultimate technique, the ability to cover the entire dueling arena in wild berry fruit by the foot. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget that sub and that bell and that like, and leave a comment telling me if you think Yugi will be able to focus on the duel any longer now that the walls are covered in delicious fruit snacks. I know I wouldn't be able to. Tune in next week where Yugi will have to combat his greatest challenge, his biggest enemy. He may even have to relinquish his friends. Okay, I'll shut up. And of course, a shout out to all my patrons. Is there something on my face? This has been the Man for Earth, all the girth, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to thank you all and all the new subs that we've been getting recently. YouTube either finally cares or just something's clicking, I don't know. But I will repay you all as best I can with content and openings coming up again soon. Later. After 36 episodes, it takes Taya causing the Toon Summon Skulls hat, yeah, he wears a hat. Drawing the level, Jesus. Explaining to Joey that he has another spirit inside him that drives him to kill. Causing Toon Summon Skulls' attack to actually hit the wrong hat and give a glimmer of hope to our hero. I ran out of air.